faith and trust, John, and it all unfolds to the benefit of our awakening. There are no mistakes, John, and it all unfolds for the benefit of our awakening. We are one mind, we are one love, and we now unfold into awakening. We are one mind, we are one love, and we now unfold into awakening. Rest, accept, and trust, John, it all unfolds for the benefit of our awakening. We are one mind, we are one love, and we now unfold into awakening. Oh yeah. We are one mind, we are one love, and we all unfold into awakening. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yay, thank you. That is based on Thoughts of Awakening number 55. So I was really excited to hear Shauna mention that one of the topics perhaps to be explored in the Sangha-led retreat is creativity. That's so cool. We have such a creative Sangha, and everybody does such different things. Everyone's unique and individualized. It's wonderful. So that's an exciting topic to me, and there's a lot more. That's kind of my whole thing with this hour, is to share with you what Spirit has given me in terms of creativity. So before we get started today, I'm going to ring the bell and do a little prayer, a little silence, and share just a little bit about what's been going on with me this week, and share some of the thoughts of awakening that have really been inspiring me this week. And also, I want to share with you one of Glen's booklets that I thought was really amazing, which I shared this week with our Course in Miracles group. We rest in the embrace of Spirit, sacred mystery, Mother, Father, God, the voice that likes us. We rest in this embrace, knowing that we are whole and complete, and that each of our expressions are unique and individualized and necessary to the whole, We love, we love this flow of spirit of divine energy moving through us, directing each step, each word, each action, moving from the cause for love. Thank you, Spirit, for this Sangha, for this heart of one. And let's just take a moment in complete silence, just for a moment, to hear what is ours to hear. In the stillness there's hope. It lights the way as I travel far to my certain goal of oneness with love. Blessed be. And so it is. Well, what a day so far in the sanctuary, right? Beautiful. Oh, hi, Arizona. I'm so glad you joined us. Yay. And Lynn's here, too. I didn't see you, Lynn. Hi. Thanks for joining us. I just want to thank Jacqueline and that was truly amazing. And then I was here for the live interview with Yvonne Unger, which we're going to play after this program, and I'm going to re-listen because the real takeaway for me from both the homily this morning and Yvonne Unger's message is that we are already awake, and we don't have to seek it and find it. We just have to remember. We don't even have to do anything, but you know, the awakening is who we are. And to remember that is what I'm committed to. I think that's probably the best way for me to put it. What's occurring to me is a gentle process. And I'm not even sure if it's a process. It's just a gentle realization, you know, more and more that there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with all of it. There's, you know, all of us are awake. We, to whatever degree we remember that or don't remember that or whatever is it's all fine. And my part in this is to share what Spirit gives me. And I've been realizing that I've had this calling and this basic understanding for a really long time. And something that I recalled during Thoughts of Awakening contemplations this week is when I was a child, so I'm going to share some stories. When I was a child, a toddler, I remember it being that young, a bird flew into my window and landed on the windowsill and just sat there singing and, looking around as birds do. And that made a huge impression on me. I didn't really have words for God or anything. I guess we were already going to church by then or whatever, but there's this profound experience of God in that bird. And that made a huge impression on me. And when the bullying started happening to me in elementary school, because I came out of the closet in the 4th grade, so did my husband. We had I know, it's really funny. We had such similar lives, experiences, but, very innocently, I came out of the closet in the 4th grade. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but I was reading a Time magazine article. And on it was the cover story. The cover story said homosexuality in America, and it was very like derogatory, right? It was this derogatory article, and it just lumped the whole LGBTQAI community into one word, which was homosexual. And so I read that. I didn't notice the derogatory tone. It was only later in my adulthood when I went back. But what I caught as a kid, was this word homosexual. And it was like, oh, that's what I am, And it was like this innocent sort of, oh, there's a word for what I am. Because by that time I had already, understood that I wasn't the same as my brother or my father or the other boys around me and all that kind of stuff, that I was more like my mother and my cousins and the girls that I love to hang out with. So I was really proud of myself. And I took that Time magazine actually to school, and we were still having show and tell at that time in our class, and I stood up at show and tell and held up that magazine and said, "I'm a homosexual." In Alabama in the 60s. I didn't think a thing of it. I was just like, oh, I'm so proud of myself, and oh my goodness, everything, it was like kaboom, like that was a major horrible thing for everybody. And I was like, what's the matter? They sent me to the principal's office. They called my parents. Like this, it was a big deal. And I was just sitting there going, that's really weird. My general thing was, and now I'm connecting dots, I'm thinking, oh, wow, I had already established within myself that there was nothing wrong with me, that, God was with me wherever, whatever, and so as I recall those things this week, I had this wonderful feeling, knowing of Spirit always being my guide. And then, there was a time that I certainly fell out of touch with that and did all my reckless teenage things and early 20s things and all of that stuff. But even through that, isn't it amazing? Like when you even go through craziness and all of that stuff, that it doesn't matter. Love can hold everything. That's huge. And when Mike was sharing this afternoon in his program that blends Course in Miracles and the Big Book together, from AA, it, and he was talking about the introduction, AA 12 steps, thank you. He was talking about the introduction to the workbook, love, and has the phrase "love is all encompassing" in there, which I, wrote my song "Did You Know About," and wow, what a relief! What a sense of grounding. There's nothing we can do that will break God, as Glen used to say, or break love, or break our connection to any of it. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing anybody else can do that will disturb our connection to spirit. Here comes my baby boy. Hold on. Get down, little boy. My little Jolie. He's something else, this one. Oh, so actually then, since my little Jolie boy is here, I will share with you. Now, this is another major breakthrough for me because, when Glen passed and everything, I moved to here by myself and acquired my 2 cats. They've, really become my companions, and I love them dearly. And so, on day 162, the contemplation, the inner guiding force, which is the voice for the heart of one, and the wisdom of the seed of knowledge guides within the world without judgment. Wherever there is judgment, there is lack of understanding. Wherever there is judgment, there is lack of knowledge. Wherever there is judgment, there is seeing the one as completely separated parts. In this seeing, there is error, so there cannot be wisdom. So that day, I was contemplating ways that judgment arises for me, and it was getting to be the evening, and I let my cats out on a leash, and then I bring them back in because we have a road out here which you can hear the cars going by, and I don't want them to run out into the road. So I brought them in, and I didn't know, but I left a crack in the door open. And so this is what happened. Here's my contemplation. I lost one of my cats. His name is Jolie. The door stood open by a crack, and he zoomed out into the woods. I haven't seen him since, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. Searching the yard was fruitless. I now have choices as to how to proceed. Panic would be my most practiced mode of behavior, mixed with heavy judgment of myself for not seeing the door open. My mind says, what if? Doom and death is at hand. Oh my God, I'll never see Jolie again. And this really panicked me. I was so upset about this. So then I went back to the thought of awakening. Today's thoughts of awakening says, where there is judgment, there is lack of knowledge and understanding. Judgment sees everything as separate parts. And I put it together that panic is judgment. So, I went on to say, I choose trusting rather than judging the situation. I'm trusting God as it flows through my cat's instincts. I'm trusting he'll find his way home, just like I'm finding my way home through this path I've chosen. Jolie is my co-pilot and my teacher today. My total commitment is to the inner guiding force, which is the heart of one, which includes my Jolie. I merge with the wisdom of the seat of knowledge I trust and I love. And at that point, I closed my journal and got ready for bed. And lo and behold, Jolie pops right back in on the deck. And I'm like, there you go. Behold, Jolie the Wanderer. And remember that all who wander are not lost. Oh, boy. My little boy taught me something that day. The universe worked through him. That was a big breakthrough for me, though, because, like, to not let panic get a hold of me. Thank you, Lynn. To not let panic get a hold of me like I have in the past, which has been my practiced, go-to method. If anything goes wrong, I panic and then torture myself over that. I did not do that to myself. Yay! So I don't know. There's this, something moved, something shifted, something moved forward. It was really a great day for me there. So then, well, this actually, I'm going to sing you a song now. And this is from Thoughts of Awakening, quote 155. So what really seems to be happening here is that Spirit's giving me a new album, which I'm tentatively calling right now Songs of Awakening. And it's amazing. So this one may need to be my new theme song for this program, because I have always wanted to write a song based on Glen's phrase that you've heard me say a million times and heard him say a million times: listen to the voice that likes you. Now, the whole phrase is, listen to the voice that likes you. She will tell you that we are one, and she will tell you how to act like it. Now, the thing that Glen never explained to people, which he did to me, and I was always encouraging him to, share with people, but he always felt like, no, I'm just going to put it out there, But I think this is a salient point. He used the word, the voice that likes you, not the word loves you. And when I questioned him on that, he shared with me, well, is my paraphrase, but he shared with me that since the word love is this all-encompassing word that holds everything that we like and everything that we don't like, it had a more generalized tone for him. It wasn't as personal. But when he used the word likes, it felt very specific to him. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. There's this way that we use the word love, which is true. Love holds everything. Like I said, it's all-encompassing. And whether we like it or don't like it, love holds it. And then there's this sense of individuated uniqueness that I can rest assured in my way of thinking that God likes my individuated uniqueness. And for me, that's more personal. So that's what he meant by that. And so I had always wanted to write this song, but didn't quite have the words for it. And then Thoughts of Awakening quote 155 came up, and I felt like these were the words. And it says, the heart of one, the voice of one, and the voice for God are all the same. This is your Lord. And I really love that phrase. This is your Lord. When you want to move only for the cause of love, there are two ways of looking at things and two ways of hearing. One is from the perspective of me, apart from them, with interest in the me. The other is from a perspective of whole, a body of one, which is a totality of self. In this, there is no me. So, the heart of the one and the voice that likes you are one and the same. This is your Lord. And when you move only for the cause of love, the heart of the one and the voice that likes you will lead you on. There are two ways of looking and hearing. One is from me, apart from them. The other is us, a body of one, a unified self. In this there's no me. Only us, the heart of the one and the voice that likes you are one and the same. This is your Lord. And when you move only for the cause of love, the heart of the one Ah, we are led. Oh, thank you, Shauna. Thank you. Oh, hi, Ewan. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for coming in. So, I'm going to share one of Glen's booklets that I shared in our Wednesday night Course in Miracles class. And it is from A Course in Miracles, Chapter 14, Teaching for Truth, Section 8, Sharing Perception with the Holy Spirit. So I'm going to share my screen because, you know, as I like to show you the booklets that Glen made. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to move that over. All right. So this is a drawing or a painting or whatever it is of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And later on, he shows us a picture of oil and water. Okay, interesting. And this is what he said. We think we have a side to be hidden from others and from ourselves. We think there is part of us that is bad, broken, and damaged beyond healing. We fear to look upon our hurts and our traumas because we feel like Mr. Hyde will just take over and the good doctor will be no more. Ah, that's Glen's phone. He hasn't done that in a while. That's funny. Oh, God. So he says, you know, we feel like Mr. Hyde will just take over and the good doctor will be no more. Well, it's not true. Dun, 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 dun. Mr. Hyde exists in the dark, so without the dark, he cannot exist. We look today at our greatest fears of what we thought we were becoming and who the world tells us we are. We see where we have hidden parts of ourselves from the world under wet blankets of fear. That was one of his favorite images when speaking about fear, feeling like he's covered with a wet blanket. I remember him talking about that a lot. Our truest and best selves don't compete with the darkness. Like oil and water, they do not and never will mix. We are not a mix of good and bad. We are only good, with unhealed ideas about who we are. That's so beautifully put. We're only good with unhealed ideas about who we are. We learn of our wholeness and goodness from everything and everyone around us. And indeed we do learn about our goodness and our wholeness from everyone around us. Yay, Glenn! You know, and I've learned that it doesn't mean that people have to behave in a way that I like in order for me to learn my goodness and my wholeness, you know? So I thought, wow, what a beautiful way to, you know, put that. So I'm going to go back up to the top of his booklet and share highlighted portions and then his comments and questions. And if you'd like to answer any of these questions or you know, discuss them, please pop in. So the section starts with this. What do you want? Light or darkness? Knowledge or ignorance are yours, but not both. Opposites must be brought together, not kept apart. Perception is the medium by which ignorance is brought to knowledge. Yet the perception must be without deceit, for otherwise it becomes the messenger of ignorance rather than a helper in the search for truth. That was A Course in Miracles. Glen's comments here are, we're not two people or many people, good or bad. We are all that is. In that act of unity, we can let go of what doesn't work. We can begin to see the rest of the world as it is. And we can begin to work with it rather than fear it. Question: where is it difficult to integrate? And my personal answer to that question was, has been so hard for me to integrate, let things be exactly as they are. To just, accept everything, people, places, events, everything, accept it as it is. And, and my prayer life has changed around this too. I'm not, oh God, please deliver me from this evil or whatever, I'm not that anymore, please protect me from bad things happening. No, it's really changed my perception of what God is, what this world is, what trust is. And I don't have to, I can take off the wet blanket of fear. Oh, goodness. Where is it difficult to integrate? Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, the next paragraph from A Course in Miracles says, the search for truth is but the honest searching out of everything that interferes with truth. Truth is, it can neither be lost nor sought nor found. It is there wherever you are, being within you. That line right there in the text, I've read this several times, but that line jumped out at me this time. Truth is, it can neither be lost nor sought nor found. It is there wherever you are, being within you. And to me that speaks to what I gleaned from Reverend Jacqueline this morning and from Yvonne's Sangha, was that, we are already awakened. We are already who we seek to be. We can't even seek it because it's already here. It's just the understanding, the realization that it's already here. By hiding truth in fear, you see no reason to believe that the more you look at fear, the less you see it, and the clearer what it conceals becomes. Glen's comments here say, we look for the ideas and concepts that are blocking our ability to see the truth, meaning what is and what works. We must learn to see it in ourselves and see it reflected all around us, which is the practice that I am committed to. Our consciousness is so strong, it melts away fear. Question: what is too frightening to look at? What is too frightening to look at? Wow, that's a good question. If anybody wants to comment on that, feel free. What is too frightening to look at? Well, I used to think, the world was way too frightening to look at. The activities that are going on in our country right now is too frightening to look at. when this current administration came in, I was really frightened to look at it. But the more I did look at it with love, I realized this is what is, and what is needing to happen in order for us as a collective to see what's not working and what we truly are. What we truly are. Look at how the belief in separation, look what it can do, And so those were the things that I was afraid to look at, but I'm really glad that I was willing to be willing to look at them, and that fear has dissipated. So the Course goes on to say, it is not possible to convince the unknowing that they know. And I've tried to do that. It is not possible to convince the unknowing that they know. From their point of view, it is not true. Yet it is true because God knows it. Glen comments here, we insist on our way of seeing too often, especially when it's only a little bit irritating and we've gotten used to it. Or have learned to manage our trauma well. We have an inner spirit, an inner truth that tells us we can be more, do more, be happier. His question here for us is, what traumas are you comfortable with? What traumas? So see, sometimes, and what I've realized is that I haven't even noticed that I'm holding on to things that would be called traumas that are, because I have gotten so comfortable with them and just think it's natural to be experiencing, being traumatized. And even that, well, that's what I was describing when I was talking about panicking because, Jolie got out the door. Like, that would have traumatized me. And what I realized was a reflection of earlier trauma that I have held on to for a long time, really thinking I'm alone and friendless, which is, not true in any way, shape, or form, but there's some early trauma that, put that, got stuck in there. And as I'm willing to look at that and hold that and embrace that child that was traumatized, and know that I'm safe and that I am not alone and friendless. The Course goes on to say, our emphasis has been on bringing what is undesirable to the desirable. What you do not want to what you do. If they are brought together, their joint acceptance becomes impossible. But if one is kept in darkness from the other, their separation seems to keep them both alive and equal in their reality. You cannot have them both, for each denies the other. Bring them together, and the fact of their complete incompatibility is instantly apparent. One will go because the other is seen in the same place. Glenn says, what is stopping you from having the life you want? We think that our fears are equal to our desires. It's not true. We cannot work for and against ourselves at the same time. Compare everything against your own integrity, your authenticity, the inner knowledge of who you are. And his question for us here is, what is incompatible with your glory? What is incompatible with your glory? Thinking that I'm small is incompatible with my glory. We are glorious, radiant, divine lights shining through this human experience, this learning device. Radiant, radiant, radiant. I am a radiant light of God. I shine the light of love. That's a Unity song. I am the radiant light of God. I shine the light of love. Oh, yeah, I know. It just gives me chills. I just, ooh. We are glorious, my friends. The Course goes on to say, light cannot enter darkness when a mind believes in darkness and will not let it go. It's our choice. Truth does not struggle against ignorance, and love does not attack fear. What needs no protection does not defend itself. Defense is of your making. God knows it not. Do not delay in your return to peace by wondering how he can fulfill what God has given him to do. You are merely asked to do the little he suggests you do, trusting him only to the small extent of believing that if he asks it, you can do it. You will see how easily all that he asks can be accomplished. I am seeing that now. Glenn says, we often need convincing that we're enough for what we want to do in our lives. We need convincing. It's the belief in darkness. It's the belief that we're alone and have to do it by ourselves, and that is not true. We are one view, just one view of the whole thing. We're no less whole because of it. We're no less whole because we're just this one piece of the view, this one view. We fight God. We fight compliments. We fight our talents and desires too. We even fight against people that love us. We often don't see the complete path, but we can see the next step. Question. What is your next step toward greater peace and fulfillment? Wow. What is your next step toward greater peace and fulfillment? I asked Spirit a very similar question to that a few months ago, and Spirit told me, saying, sing, 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 sing until you can't sing no more. So I guess that's why all these songs are popping out, I reckon. Okay, and then this was cute today. Jacqueline said in her homily that she was reminded of Glen because in every one of these booklets that he made, he separated the last chapter, the last few paragraphs of the chapter where he thought Helen summed up the whole thing and called it the altar call. So I'm going to read the altar call to you. The Holy Spirit asks of you but this: bring to him every secret you have locked away from him. Open every door to him and bid him enter the darkness and lighten it away. At your request, he enters gladly. He brings the light to the darkness if you make the darkness open to him. But what you hide, he cannot look upon. He sees for you, and unless you look with him, he cannot see. The vision of Christ is not for him alone, but for him with you. Bring, therefore, all your dark and secret thoughts to him and look upon them with him. That's been the process for me for 2026. Bring all your dark and secret thoughts to him and look upon them with him. He holds the light, and you are in the darkness. They cannot coexist when both of you together look on them. His judgment must prevail, and he will give it to you as you join your perception to his. Joining with him in seeing is the way in which you learn to share with him the interpretation of perception that leads to knowledge. You cannot see alone. It is the recognition that nothing you see means anything alone. Seeing with him will show you that all meaning, including yours, comes not from double vision, but from the gentle fusing of everything into one meaning, one emotion, and one purpose. The single vision which the Holy Spirit offers you will bring this oneness to your mind with clarity and brightness so intense you could not wish for all the world not to accept what God would have you have. Behold your will, accepting it as his, with all his love as yours. All honor to you through him, and through him unto God. And as I like to say, amen, a woman, a human. So it is. Yes, thank you, Lynn. Yeah. Hey y'all. So I'm gonna share one last song, but I just wanted to see if anybody had anything they wanted to comment on or share anything before I do that. And okay. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have Shauna play Sparkle because I love it, first of all. And tomorrow is the release day to the public, so I'm going to release it, put it on my website, and it'll be on Spotify and all the online, music services. So I just thought we'd celebrate it one more time. Look to the sparkle that shines within, and let it lead you and shine its light on all you see. Embrace the sparkle, it is your truth. Look to the sparkle that shines within. Follow the sparkle, trust the sparkle, yeah. Listen to the sparkle, it is your truth. Look to the sparkle that shines within, and let it lead you and shine its light on all you see. Embrace the sparkle,
Listen to the sparkle. It is your truth. Look to the sparkle that shines within, and let it lead you and shine its light on all you see. Embrace the sparkle. It is your truth. Look to the sparkle that shines within. Follow the sparkle. Trust the sparkle. Listen to the sparkle.